Hi everyone, my name is Aruna. Today I will demonstrate our full stack development 1 project for Genesis Solutions. It is built for our client Rocket Elevators. In this project, we integrate the front end, back end, and the database together, and we are applying validators, middleware, and some unit testing to ensure a robust application. We will walk through the key features and I'll show you the code and I'll explain how it works. I'll show you both the DB and front end, how it is reflecting in the front end and what are the changes that we have done from the code side. I'll be showing that today. I just want to explain like what is middleware and validators before jumping into the real application. So basically, a middleware is a express function that runs during the request and response cycle. It can modify the request or response, and it will basically perform some checks or stop a request if it doesn't meet certain rules. And a validator is a type of middleware that checks like incoming data to make sure it's a valid before the server is processing the data. For example, like for the residential quote page, when we are requesting the quote, there is a building type in the past modules. So I'll show you, but I'm just explaining what does the validator do. So the building type should be residential or commercial or industrial, like that. If you pass any other building type, for example, let's say sample, so it will not accept that because sample is not the expected building type. So the validator role here is to make sure the data we are entering into the API is like a valid data, and so that it will send it to the server for processing. So, and these validators, they make the applications more secure and error free by catching problems early. So this, like, we are using the validators like here in this project for the first time. So I just wanted to mention that. And let's do the cost calculator API. Okay, so I will just open the code here. Let's go to the route files here. So basically for this residential services page, what we have done is okay, here we are. So we have renamed the route from calc residential to calc. See, you are seeing here, right? It was earlier calc residential, and it was on the front end actually. So here we are moving it to the back end. So that is the main code change we have done here. And it takes the building type also here as the path parameter, like industrial, commercial, or see it's a valid building type or not, it is checking. If it is not a valid, it will throw an error. Okay, and it validates the parameters to ensure the correct input, and it returns the calculated cost estimates and everything. Previously the calculation was done on the front end, now it is like a back end for this module. Okay. Next one is contact form. Contact, let's go to the contact file. So here we are like what we are doing is we are updating the API to accept all the fields from the form. I'll show on the UI as well. And we are saving that message to MongoDB. So whatever the details we are entering in the contact form, that is being saved to MongoDB. And I'll show you the MongoDB entry as well. One second. Let me show the UI. Okay, let me run the server. Let me run the server. Okay, here it is. Sorry, let's go here. I will enter some data. Okay, I will enter Matthew gmail.com. So file attachment is optional. Okay, we will send message and we got the message. So we will go to the MongoDB and check there. We will check for this record. Okay, let me go to the correct cluster. Okay, here is our project. Okay, and this is not the one. Module 5. Okay. Okay, this is the contact form we have updated just now. Let's search for that record. Matthew, you see here last record is the one that we have populated in the contact form. So whatever data we are entering on submitting on the front end is getting saved to the database through an API. Okay, we are seeing that. Okay, then next we'll go for the next. And so basically here an API is updated and this message is being saved to, okay, close this, MongoDB. Although actually there is no dedicated contact validator middleware here, validations happen in the controller before saving. And we'll go to the residential page. I'll show how it works. So what we have implemented is the agent table, top rated agents table. Earlier it was like, there was a region column also. Now we have excluded that region column and the filter is by any region. So basically this table is fetching the data from the MongoDB. I'll show you like where does this data reside, and this rating is sortable, and you can see they are color, they are having different colors. For example, if it is more than 100 green, there is such a requirement. I'll just open the business document. Yeah, if it is agent rating is more than 100, it is green. 90 plus is blue. Let's see blue color. Here it is. 90 plus is blue color, and 90 minus is purple color. Let's see if we have any purple color. 90 minus 5. Okay, west. See, this 3 is a purple color. Okay, So this is the color coding we have applied for the rating of the agents. And here also we are using the validator middleware again to ensure that proper region is being passed. And then there is one more requirement. So basically I have shown you all the sorting and filtering in the front end table, and the middleware ensures like only valid regions are passed. So you can see that in the code here. I don't want to go deeper, but I'll just show. See, agents dot draw, we'll get all agents here. See, allowed regions are only 4. Okay, north, south, east, west. And I have done like some unit testing. Unit testing is for like, I'll just show simple example. Health controller, there is a hello world. This is like all the internal testing happens for each of the code snippet before it is like, sent out for like a modular or functional testing. The developer test the code at code level, like, each function is tested or a certain code snippet is tested. So you can just see real quick. npm npm run test. Agent controller. Okay. Oh, okay. And there is like, dot and env file. Dot env file is there, like, that will maintain the port details and everything. See here the MongoDB URL, and there is a readme.file here, markdown file, where I have explained what is an async function and what are the different types of async functions and the design patterns. And these are the concepts that I have learned in this module, and I have explained what is unit testing and its importance, functional and integration testing importance, and what are the different unit tests that I have written, and how do they work. So everything I have mentioned in the readme.markdown file. Thank you.